Hi. Tonight's video, I wanted to tell you, I'm adding this on after I made the video, just in case. It does contain episodes of child abuse, so if you find that uncomfortable to watch, you may want to click off this video and not continue watching it. I just thought I would come on here and give that warning ahead of time so that anybody who has went through that as a child might find this triggering and please don't watch if that's you. Just click off the video now. Thanks for stopping by. Hi, hello again. I am very happy to be here tonight to visit with you, and I'm extremely happy that you came back to my channel. Um, I wanted to tell you a little bit more about my childhood, and this will probably be a very short video. Um, I did tell you in previous videos that I came from a large family of 9 brothers and sisters, and that there wasn't a whole lot of love and affection within that family. Mostly my father. My mom was a very quiet and reserved type of person. She didn't say a whole lot, and she didn't really do a lot of the disciplining. Most of that came from my daddy, except for the time that I tried to steal a goldfish, and she did get mad and want to whip me for that. But most of the time we got whippings, it was my father taking his belt off and whipping us. Or he had this little thing he did that wasn't really a painful thing, but he would grab you by the arm and then kick you in the butt with his foot. Um, I didn't like it when he did that. It didn't hurt. I guess it was more of an emotional thing, but I especially didn't like it when he done it, and I had my girlfriend spend the night. I had one friend that would come over and stay overnight. I didn't bring a lot of friends around the house because I was uncomfortable, I guess, if you want to say that, more embarrassed because my father did drink a lot, and it was never known what night that he was going to come home extremely drunk or mildly drunk. Now, when he was mildly drunk, he was easy to get along with. He was, pretty friendly and talkative, but when he come in extremely drunk, you couldn't do anything to please him. And there was a lot of nights when we were woke up in the middle of the night when he come home 2 o'clock in the morning, dumping us out of our bed because the house wasn't clean enough for him. I can still remember my mom saying, "You kids need to help me get this house cleaned up because you know your daddy's at the bar drinking, and you know how he gets if it's not clean." And we would try to sweep it and mop it and clean it and dust it, get the dishes all done up, and he would come in and find like one spoon in the sink, and that was enough to set him off. And then he would come in and dump us out of our beds and make us go in there and wash the dishes, which was just the one spoon. But on the nights when he was just a little bit intoxicated, he was in a good mood, and there was times when he would come and wake me up to come and eat with him. And he was like that. He would have my mom cook, like make him a steak or something. And he would let me come in there and have the steak, help him eat the steak, and he was in a happy, jolly mood. But for the most part, I didn't bring a lot of friends around because I never knew what type of drunk he was going to have on. Um, and it was extremely embarrassing to me when he would grab my arm and kick me in the butt like that in front of my friends, or friend, I should say. It was just the one friend. I don't know why. I guess it was just an embarrassing thing for him to do that. It wasn't painful. It didn't hurt me. It's just something I didn't like. I didn't care for him doing that. But now I did have a support system within my life. It didn't come from within my home because I don't never remember being told I love you or you're special or you're smart or you're going to go far, and no encouragement to make good grades or anything like that. I don't remember that from within the home. But I had an uncle who was my favorite uncle. He's passed away now, but he was very much extremely encouraging to me as a child. And I did spend a few nights at his house. It was my Uncle Bill, and his wife's name was Dorothy. We called her Aunt Dot. And he was actually a security officer. So he had these police dogs that he trained. And I don't know, I guess he took them to work with him, and maybe they turned them loose in areas to patrol certain parts of the city. He lived in St. Louis for a big part of his life, but the dogs were actually there on the premises with them, and they were like pets too. They were police dogs when they were working, but they were pets when they were at home. And I had my Uncle Bill, who loved me. My Uncle Bill really did love me. And he was always encouraging me to do good in school, to make good grades. And I can remember that I loved to draw when I was a child. And when I could get a notebook or a piece of paper to draw, I was always sketching out pictures and stuff. And he would always encourage me and tell me that I was doing a great job of it and stuff. And I remember this one year, it was around Halloween, and I was so looking forward to going trick or treating. I had made a special costume. I can't even remember what the special costume was now, but we never got store bought costumes. We always had to make our own. And usually it was just an old shirt, and we took charcoal and put on our face to make like a beard, and we went as a hobo or a clown or something like that. But this particular year, I had a costume made and everything, and I was really looking forward to going trick or treating. Well, I got sick and wasn't able to go trick or treating with the other kids, so I had to stay home. I actually think I had the chicken pox. I think that's what it was, and chicken pox, however you say that. Um, and I think that's the reason that I wasn't allowed to go trick or treating. And I remember my Uncle Bill came over to visit me, and he came in and he was I was laying on the couch and he was kind of bending down and touching me on the arm. Kiddo, I'm sorry you can't go out and get that free candy, and everything, but you'll get better here in a little bit. Just drink a little water and rest up a little bit, and you'll be okay. You'll get up all right, and we can even buy you some candy for now if you want. It's okay, kiddo. You're gonna be okay. So he was facing me when he did this. When he turned around to walk away, and he had his back turned, in the waistband of his pants was a little toy plastic horse. Because when I was younger, was kind of a bit of a tomboy, and I played with farm animals, horses and cows and stuff in the dirt and trucks and everything, and he knew that. And he had that plastic horse in the waistband of his pants. And I started laughing, and I said, "What's that you got?" And he turned around. He's like, "What? What are you talking about?" I said, "It's there. It's in your pants." And he's looking like this. "I don't know. What are you talking about? What do you mean, Vicky? What's going on?" And I'm like, "You've got a plastic horse in your pants, and I know it's for me." And he goes, "Oh, you mean this?" And he reaches back there and he gets it and he pulls it out and he gives it to me. Of course, that made me very happy. I mean, I know there was a lot of love from him, because on the times when I did spend the night there with him, they would always buy me the special foods and stuff that I liked. And my Uncle Bill and Aunt Dot were Catholics, so they did take me to church on times. And this was back when in the Catholic Church, and I don't know if they still do it. They may still do it to this day. I haven't been in a Catholic church in a long time. But the ladies had to wear a covering on their head, a hat or a scarf or something. And I still remember, a little froggy, my Aunt Dot getting these little doilies, little crochet doilies, and taking hairpins and pinning it on my head, and then giving me a little bit of money in my hand to put in the offering plate when they passed it around and they took me to church. And of course, they taught me how to take the holy water and tap it, and then you kneeled when you went by each of the seats before you got in there. Um, I always had ice cream when I went and stayed with them because I liked ice cream. And I remember one time I was wanting to catch a bird out in the yard. And so, of course, they patronized whatever I wanted when I was there. And they fixed me up a box with a little stick up underneath it and a string tied on it to prop the box up. And then I would go back from the string and hide like behind a bush or something. And when the bird came, I was to pull the stick to get on top of it. Of course, you're not going to catch a bird like that, but I was young and I didn't know. And I really wanted to catch a bird. And so I had been out there for a while waiting to catch the bird. And my cousin, Robert, he came and he kicked the stick out from underneath the box so that I couldn't catch the bird. Well, that made me cry and everything. And I went back in the house and I told Aunt Dot, Robert went and tore my bird cage catcher up, and I don't remember if it broke the stick and maybe he punched a hole in the box or something. He was always tormenting me when I went to stay there with him. I look back on it now and it's funny, but at the time I hated it. But I went inside and I was crying and everything, and I was really upset because of that. So my Aunt Dot, she kind of wiped my tears, and she got into the ice box and got a popsicle stick out and gave it to me. And she's like, "Here, take the popsicle stick out and go back out there and try to set your trap up the best you can, and wave your popsicle stick around, and maybe the birds will smell it and that'll bring them in." Just that kind of stuff was what they did for me. So that's the story that I wanted to tell you today, that I did have a little bit of a support system growing up. I wasn't totally left out all on my own. My Uncle Bill loved me, and he showed it in every way that he could. Like I said, he's passed away for many, many years now. He's done gone to be with our Lord. And I'm extremely glad that you guys come by tonight and to visit with me. And I hope that you will continue to visit with me and come back and see me again. Thanks and have a great day.